Hello, my crafty friends. Well, today we're doing the second tutorial of how to use this Craspire wax seals kit that I got, and the information once again on how to get to their website and how to find the specific things that I bought. The links to those are going to be in the description box below. Also, there's uh, a coupon code you can use. If you buy $40 worth, you can get $5 off with the coupon code. That'll be also in the description box. Last time in the part one, we talked about how to put use the wax seals directly on journaling cards and envelopes. And this was an envelope that you were just going to use like a pocket, or maybe an envelope that you actually would let somebody, want somebody to open, or even just a letter. If you weren't, you could seal the letter and then put it in an envelope or stick it in a pocket or whatever. One thing you'll notice about these is that they're none of them are perfectly, well, these aren't perfect either, but there's a big difference between these and how imperfect these are. And a lot of that is the waves in the papers and things make the wax flow. It doesn't just pile up so you can make a neat little circle. And but you might want to do these same things but have neat little circles. And so that's why we're talking today about things you can do with them if you made them in advance. Also, it's a lot faster and easier if you've already got them made just to glue them on. Before we do go into that, though, there was one thing I wanted to play with last time, and I didn't remember to do it. And that is just using it on a journal page, kind of like encaustic wax. Just, as a texture, to add texture, or what I'm going to try today is to see if we can just kind of glue this down around with the wax, just for kicks. I don't know if it'll work good or not. So far, all I did was pour some on here and then scrape it with a knife, and it did do that. But that's all I haven't been practicing this technique. This is just something I think might be fun. So we're gonna work with that first, and then we will move on into those other things. And I'm going to use this lightest green color. I've got 3 different colors in here: a light green, a dark green, and kind of a turquoisey color. And we're just going to melt it like we do if we're making these. And I've got a metal paint knife, and that's what I'm going to use to kind of spread it out with. And I'm hoping I can be intentional about it. I was not intentional about it when I did this. I just poured it on there and then used the knife and scraped over it to see what it would do. But this time I'm going to try to see if we can use it as a way to put this down just for fun. I don't know. But it's another technique you can play with if you have this stuff. And why not play with it as many ways as we can? You can see how much prettier and circular these are than these. And making them in advance on a flat surface that they'll peel right off of is the best way I know to make sure that they're pretty, if that's important to you. And we're gonna put some on some different things. Okay, let's see. All right, I need to put something under here. That may not be enough. See, I wasn't thinking in advance about that. Oh, I was just too excited to get to play. Okay, let's tuck that under there. Okay, that's good. All right. Now what I'm going to do is just put some of it down, and then I'm just going to scrape it. And I think it'll stay hot long enough that I can. I don't know. I just thought it might be fun. warm it back up again. This has, I think it has some plastic in it. It's not just wax. So, you know, once you get it on here, it's not like, you know, just putting wax on there. It's got more body to it than that, which is why this, you know, making them in advance and peeling them off and gluing them down and stuff will work, because it's not just wax. Ooh, that was not expected. Okay, let's do this last little bit here. I know what you were thinking. She's about to catch her book on fire. And thankfully I paid attention and I didn't do that. But this is what kind of what it looks like once I glued it down with that. And I think that's interesting. So it's something that, you know, it's a technique to try and play with. I do have a lot of wax on here. I'll have to, you know, cut that off, but that's not a big deal. I have a knife. I can take it off just like I take paint off of it. Okay. I do want to go ahead and show you, just in case you didn't see the other tutorial. A second. Let's see. Okay. This cleans up real easy. It just, you can just scrape it right off. So it's not something, you know, that you need to worry about messing up whatever you're working on. Okay, let's do some of these. I'm going to put 3 in here. And when I do 3, I can get one of these seals and one of these little bits that I do with the screw. And I think these are going to be cute and handy to use. Oh, I didn't even have it over the flame. Well, that's not being very efficient, is it? It's all right. We're not in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, you can speed up the video. Let me bring this down a little bit. And we're just going to let this heat up. And I'm using the one right now that has the flowers on it and the moon. But I also have one with a dragonfly. And those are the only 2 I have. And there are tons of them you can get. Craspire has hundreds of different things you can get. So it could become an addiction, I think, if you let it. But it's a slow addiction. It's not something you want to do when you're in a hurry. So if you have some of these made up in advance, that also makes it faster when you're wanting to work with them, because you don't have to wait on them to heat up. You can just grab them out of your little packet. See, I've got a little packet of them right here. And you can just grab that and glue them down. And we'll do some of that in just a minute. But I just wanted to show you. What I do is I let it heat until it's almost completely melted. And then I take it off the flame and let it finish melting. Because one time I didn't do that and it got all kinds of air bubbles in it from kind of boiling as it was trying to finish melting. Might have taken it off a little too soon. Okay, so you have your stuff handy, and we just pour out a little pile of it, and then pour out a little bit. And I have discovered that it's best if I just let it sit a minute and cool down just a tad before I put this on it, because otherwise this slides. And it may be because my table has a little bit of a tilt, but and you kind of hold it a minute till it stabilizes, and then you can let go. And then I just let it sit there until it cools down. I'll go ahead and blow that out, because after this I'm not going to be making any more right now. I'm just going to show you how to use the ones that are already made. But you can see that this is a process you could just sit down and do while you're watching TV or something and get some made up ahead of time. It doesn't take a big workspace or anything to use them. But you do have to be patient. Now, if you had the marble piece or a ceramic tile, probably would work. I haven't tried it, so I'm not going to guarantee you a ceramic tile would work. But those stay cold, and so they'll cool. These will cool down a lot faster, and you don't have to wait as long to take them up. But there's a little button, and I'm just using a regular Phillips head screw. And here's my little disc. Okay, so let's set that aside. I really like these little pellets. I haven't tried to use the sticks, but I've had people tell me when I was showing these last time that the sticks they thought were a lot messier and not as easy to use. So I'm glad I chose these. Okay. One thing you can do is you can do the exact same things you did with these, except you just use glue instead of putting it on there while it's hot. So so we've got some envelopes here, and you can just glue one on and seal it. You know, of course, the person will have to break it to open it up, and that's not a big deal. But one other thing you can do with this that you can't do when it's hot is that you can put the seal on there and only glue it to this bottom part, and then whoever gets it can open and shut that, or you can open and shut it in your journal, which I think is really awesome. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue because I think that's my favorite glue for this kind of thing. I'm just going to put glue like on the bottom half because it'll squeeze up some, I'm sure. And I don't want it to squeeze up enough to... Okay, so we're going to let that sit, and that squeezed out the bottoms where it went. That's okay. I put too much glue. I was worried I wouldn't have enough, so I got too much. And we're going to just let that sit a minute. I think I just about glued it. You know, the glue oozed up, which is what I was afraid of. I almost glued it shut. So be careful if you do that. But you can see that you can open and shut it. But I'm going to let that sit and dry. Another thing that you can do, we made these when we were doing our journal pantry stuff. We made these little things, and I thought it would be fun to add another layer to them. Well, you could add a feather. Or you could add some string. Or you could add both of those things, I guess, if you want to. And then you can glue your piece right down on top of it. And so your seal will be, you know, look more like a seal. So that's one thing you could do. I think I like it just like this, with the feather and not the fibers. So let's just do it. So you can make, you can put it on whatever kind of decoration you want, or whatever kind of journaling card or whatever. That's one thing you could do. Another thing I thought might be fun would be to, use it to decorate the front. This is a little journal that you might tuck into a pocket of a journal, or someone might tuck it in their purse. But I thought it would be fun to decorate this, and we could, just put a seal on it, or we could put, some kind of decoration, kind of like this, on it with a seal. My thought was that I would tie up a bow out of this, which I'm not sure I can make a good bow. I'm not used to making bows just, like that in thin air. You could make a bow, and then you could, put your seal on it, or just a nest of fibers, or you could just use some feathers on here, just like we did on the now you wouldn't want to stick that in your purse with feathers on it, because they would get all messed up. But you could put a seal on it like that, and that would be pretty. I think that's real pretty. Another thing we could do is just add, add something else to it. You could glue this down and then put your seal on it. Or we could glue this down and add our feathers and put a seal on it. So there's lots of different things you could do just by gluing these down. Let's look at this one again. See? So you can put it like that and open it and use it. Instead of having to break the seal, you wouldn't want to send it in the mail like that, but you could do that in a journal really easy. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. All right, I'm going to just put some glue on here. Come on, Lisa. So we can put that on there, and then let's add our feather, and I'm going to glue the feather down a little bit since it's on the front of a journal. And now I'll decide which one of these do I want. I think I like that one. Well, kind of like this one too. This light color one goes good with the string. Let's do that one. But you don't have to worry. I mean, they're not like indestructible or anything like that, but you don't have to worry about breaking them by putting them over the top of something, because they have some flexibility. See, I think that's really cute. And let's see, what else have we done? Well, we've done these ideas, and we played with it a little bit like in caustic. The other thing I wanted to do is put use some of these. We made tiny little envelopes last time and used these like a seal, like this, which was fun. But there's what it looks like once it's dry. And it's down there, even though I didn't put any glue behind it. It's stuck. It's stuck. I got this picture. I thought it would be fun to put somewhere. I think I want to put it on a page that's pretty much finished, though. Let me back up just a tad. Move that so you can see the page. So I think this will look pretty on this page. Actually, I think I like it better over there. Okay, and one thing I thought would be fun to do, and you can go ahead and glue your picture down, because it doesn't have to actually be the thing that's holding your picture in place, but we want it to look like it is what's holding the picture in place. And I think this would be really fun with photographs too, you know, of a person. But and then you can just take these and stick them on there like that. Isn't that cute? And like I said, I think it'd be fun to do that with photographs. You could also just use them as decorations. Do I have another one? Let's just do 3. And let's do them up here. I think that's fun too. Let me put my glue up here. So here's a few more ways that you can use these beyond what we did last time. And then also you can play around with doing a little faux encaustic with it. I may play with that some. It interests me, but I haven't, you know, had a chance yet to play with it much. But I'm having fun with these, and I definitely am going to make some up just to have in my journal pantry. So when I make journals, I can pull them out. I can, you know, put fibers or whatever I want to down and use these as a way to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have other ideas that I haven't shown, please put them in the comments so everybody who's watching can look at the comments and see what your idea is. God bless you. Bye-bye.